Abigail, you know what today is, don't you?
Oh, hi, Mom. Yeah, I know what it is. I'm actually touched that you remembered. It seems like we've not really talked much lately, even though we live in the same house. By the time I get home from work every night, you and Ron are already in bed. We barely ever see each other. So I appreciate you remembering my birthday.
Well, don't expect a cake or something. We've got some important things to talk about. Ever since Ron moved in last year, you are not keeping up with your end of the deal around here.
I'm not? I feel like I am. I am really trying.
Is that what you call it? Ron said you woke him up yesterday when you were in the bathroom at the crack of dawn.
Really? I tried to be as quiet as possible. I have to shower before work. And it wasn't that early. It was 8:30 in the morning.
You know that Ron needs his 10 hours a night, or he is a complete mess the next day. He's been working very hard on his podcast, and he says that when you wake him up, it disrupts his whole day.
Podcast? He stays up all night playing video games.
He does that to unwind. He says it releases his creativity. Plus, you went and finished the box of his favorite breakfast cereal. Well, I didn't hear the end of that all day.
The cereal? But I bought that. I buy all of my own groceries, like you told me to. I can't help it if he's decided he's going to eat my food also.
Talk about ungrateful. You live in this house rent-free, mind you, and you complain about buying a few groceries.
I'm contributing as much as I can, Mom. I pay all my own bills, half the groceries, plus I have tuition coming up in the fall. I moved into the smaller bedroom so Ron can have the basement for his podcast. Plus, I am barely ever home with how often I'm at work. I've been working 60-plus hour weeks trying to save for the fall.
Well, Ron says it just isn't enough, and I'm beginning to agree with him. You're like one of those squatter people, trying to get something for free off of another person's hard work.
Mom, this has been my home all my life. This is where our family always lived, until Dad died. How can you call me a squatter in my own home? And whose hard work? You don't work anymore. You stopped once you started collecting Dad's Social Security and whatever you got from his life insurance.
How dare you! Ron was right about you. Your bad energy is sucking all of the energy out of this house. He says that's why his podcast isn't getting more listeners. Consider this your 2-week notice.
2-week notice? Of what?
What do you think? Consider yourself evicted.
Evicted? Huh? Mom, no, please. I can't afford to find my own place plus pay for school in the fall. Do you need me to start paying you rent? I will. And I can be more quiet. I can shower at the gym.
Too little, too late. Ron says it's about time you learn how things work in the real world.
Are you seriously kicking me out on my birthday?
You're 19 now. You got a whole year here for free, as far as I'm concerned. So consider that your gift. You're lucky I'm even giving you the 2 weeks. Ron says I should just make you leave tonight, but I guess I am too sentimental.
I can't believe you were doing this.
2 weeks, Abigail. And if you aren't gone, I am changing the locks.
Hello, my little Abba Muffin. It's your special day. How's my birthday, girl? I'm sure you have all sorts of fun plans to celebrate with your friends. I bet you're going to be out dancing all night. And if it wasn't for my bad hip, I might even try to join you. H-H-O-L. H-H-O-L? It means ha-haing out loud. I'm emojiing now, like the kids do. Did I do it right? Helene Toppelmeyer taught me how to do it. Next bingo night, she's teaching me how to use TikTok. Yaya, I am so glad to hear from you. I was just about to call you. I have a favor to ask you. Do you think I could come and stay with you for a night or two? Stay here with me? Well, I would love that, sweetheart.
I know you can't have me there too long in your 55 and over community. Your neighbors don't like it.
Nonsense. You are more than welcome. Just let that Jocelyn Schmidt start sticking her nose into my business again. I'll give her a swift kick in the tuchus.
Oh my God, Yaya, don't make me laugh. I don't think I can handle laughing today.
What's the matter, my darling? Why would you need a place to stay? On your birthday of all days. You should be out and about, painting the town red.
I can't even think about my birthday right now. I just need a day or two to get my wits about me. Mom and Ron are kicking me out of the house.
What?
Yeah, I've been trying to make it work. I really have. But Mom says I'm sucking the energy out of the house, whatever that means.
Well, this is absolutely unbelievable. It's that good-for-nothing Ron. I'm sure he is the instigator here.
Yeah, he's never been happy having me around. Things have been really bad since he moved in with us. I thought if I spent most of my time at work, I could just avoid him and keep the peace, but apparently it didn't work. With all the hours I worked this past year, I have just enough saved to pay next year's tuition. But if I need to find my own place to live, with rents what they are right now, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You leave that to me, my dear.
What? Oh, no, Yaya, I am not asking you for any money. And I know I can only stay with you a few nights at most. I guess I'll take a couple more years before starting school. Maybe I could take a part-time class next year.
Over my dead body! Sweetheart, Yaya is going to help you out of this pickle.
But how? Ron hates me, and Mom only listens to him now.
Well, I want you to listen to me. Do you trust me?
Of course I do.
Then you get a bag together and head over here tonight. In the meantime, I'm going to have a word with your mother. Evelyn, I need a word with you right now. I have been calling you, but you aren't answering. And this is urgent.
Hello, Harriette. How nice to hear from you. To what do I owe this honor?
Oh, don't you try and give me these niceties, Miss Hottentrot. I know what you are up to, and it's no good.
Let me guess, you've spoken to Abigail.
Of course I have spoken to Abigail. She is my granddaughter, after all, and today is her special day. And as much as you've hated it over the years, my granddaughter and I have a wonderful relationship. She's a marvelous girl, so smart, so polite, so kind. And this is how you wish her a happy birthday? I will never understand you, Evelyn. I never will. And to think what my poor Adam, may he rest in peace, would be thinking about this turn of events. You turning his baby girl out onto the streets? What on earth has come over you?
It's about time that Abigail grows up. This house is too small for the three of us, now that Ron is living here.
Oh, yes, Ron. Seems like all this mess started when you let that nincompoop move in with you.
I am not going to discuss my love life with you, Harriette.
That house was plenty big enough for you when it was you, Adam, and Abby.
Abby needs to learn about the real world. It's dog-eat-dog out there, and she needs to toughen up. Consider this tough love.
Don't give me that hogwash. When have you ever learned about this dog-eat-dog world you speak of? You haven't worked a day since you started to collect on Adam's life insurance policy. That money was supposed to be for both you and Abigail. It was supposed to help her with her college career. He had set you both up to be plenty comfy, but no. You spend it all, taking Ron on cruises and buying him presents. You are supporting that bum with the money that Adam meant to go to Abby.
Mine and Ron's finances are none of your business.
Oh, does Ron have finances? I didn't realize, considering he doesn't even work. Not since he quit his job as a guard at the bank. The bank he worked at all those years ago.
Huh? What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, you must think I'm a real ignoramus, Evelyn. But I know things. More things than you could imagine. And I have friends who know a lot of things about this town. And Helene Toppelmeyer told me that she recognized Ron. That he was the security guard from back when you were a teller at the same bank. You didn't meet him at the gym. That was a lie. You worked with Ron. You knew him for years, when Adam was still alive.
That is just a coincidence.
No wonder you picked up with him so quickly after Adam passed. Barely 6 months later, and you and Ron go away on that all-inclusive vacation.
I am free to lead my life as I please, without my overbearing former mother-in-law butting her nose into my business.
Well, that's only partly true, Evelyn.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
How quickly you forget. Before that sweet little house of yours was yours and Adam's home with Abigail, who lived there.
You did, with Adam and his father. It's where Adam grew up. What's your point? It's mine now.
Are you sure about that? It seems to me you should have paid a little more attention when you were meeting with your lawyers.
Adam made sure that this house was mine to live in for as long as I wanted.
Wrong. Adam wanted you and Abby to be comfortable in your home for years to come. That much is true. And that's why, when he was sick, he asked me to make sure you and Abby would always have a place to live.
You? Why you? Adam's father left this house to him. That's what Adam always told me.
Nope. My name is on the title of that house, and it always has been. And I have been paying the taxes and insurance on it all these years. You didn't think it was strange that you never once got a tax bill?
I guess I just never thought about it. I just assumed Adam had taken care of it in advance or something. But this makes no sense. If this is your house, why don't you still live here?
Because I love my little condo. Adam's dad and I bought it as our retirement home. I'm very cozy here. And when you got pregnant with Abby, while you and Adam were still so young, we wanted you to have a place to live so you wouldn't struggle. But none of us would have ever imagined that you'd try to pull these shenanigans. Moving your good-for-nothing boyfriend in and kicking Abby out? So, I have some news for you, girlie. The only person getting a 2-week notice is you. Oh, and Ron. 2-week notice for you and Ron.
Harriette! You cannot do that. This is my home.
That house stopped being your home the second you tried to kick my granddaughter out onto the streets.
Let's be reasonable here. I'm sure we could find a solution. How about this? I will talk to Ron and we can let Abby stay. She can even have her old room back. Ron can move his podcast things to the smaller bedroom.
Oh, he'll be moving his podcast things all right out of the house.
Harriette, please. This will make us homeless. Where are we supposed to go?
Out into the real world. It's dog eat dog out there, remember? Consider this tough love.
My Yaya made good on her promise. She really did own that house after all these years. I stayed with her for the few weeks while she kicked my mom and Ron out. She had to get the sheriff involved. At first, I felt terrible. I told my mom that the two of us should live in the house together, but my mom refused to leave Ron. And that's when I found out more about my dad's will. Not only had he made arrangements with my Yaya for us to live in the house, but he had also explicitly left money meant to go to my college tuition. I have a lawyer now, and she's helping me with figuring out the accounts that my mom had kept hidden. My mom and Ron are still together, living in a studio apartment across town. I never see them. But I see Yaya all the time, and she was so proud of me when I withdrew from the community college and enrolled in our local university. With my savings and the money from my dad, I can afford it now. Do you think Abby should have let Evelyn and Ron stay in the house? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more True Tech Stories.